Welcome to another episode of Get Fit with your hosts, Tam and Des. Today we will be doing a full body circuit workout, and this one is going to be spicy. You'll need a set of dumbbells if you have them, a barbell. If you don't have those items, don't worry, you can use your own body weight for this exercise as well. To get started, we will begin with goblet squats. So we'll need one of our dumbbells. You can go fairly heavy on these. So grab the heavy ones. And we'll take our feet over hip distance apart with our toes pointing out to the corners of the room. We'll hold that weight up nice and close to our chest, and we'll take it down low. We'll do 15 this time. So nice and low. Exhale as you lift. Push down through your heels, come all the way up. All right, we have 10 more. The lower you take this, the harder you work. Just drop it low. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we'll put that down. Shake the legs out. Grab a drink of water. We want to make sure we finish all of our water in our workouts. And we'll move on to our next exercise, which is a deadlift. So when we do a deadlift, we'll break it down. Feet hip distance apart with your toes pointing forward. A common mistake I see with the deadlifts is people bending through the knees and taking that into a squat. For this exercise, we are going to be hinging from the hips. So you do want to keep your knees soft. We don't want to lock them out, a little soft, but hinge from the hips. And try not to lift that weight with your arms. We're just holding on to that weight, driving that power through our lower back, hamstrings, drop that down, and all the way back up. When we bring that up, moving our shoulders back a little bit, hips come forward. Exhale as you lift. Push down through your heels. We'll do 10 more. Nice and slow. 10, 9, 8, 7, 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and last one. All right, we'll put that down. Shake it out, grab some water. Moving on to the next exercise. We'll need either our barbell or dumbbells. If you don't have either, that's okay. This range of motion works as well. We'll take that weight up with our palms facing towards our feet. Your elbows nice and wide. We'll drop the elbows down to the floor and push it back up. Let's do 15 of these. So exhale as you lift. Keep your core contracted, your spine neutral. That's good. Going with that until you've hit 15. So if you want to make this a little bit harder, you can slow it down. Maybe focus on the muscle that you're working. So we're working the chest. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and last one. Nice work. All right, next exercise. We have chest curl. What's that? Show me. Okay, Des made these notes. All right, so starting here. Starting up here. Oh, these are heavy. All right. So we're gonna start with our elbows out at the height of our shoulders. Bring that in, so a high curl. Exhale. Inhale. Can you do 10 more? 10, 9, 8, 7, keep the core contracted, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. All right. Put it down, shake it out. Burpees. Next one, burpees.
Strength and conditioning.
15 burpees. So I'd like to see how you do this burpee. Maybe we might do them a little bit differently. So
I have 2 ways of doing it.
when I do a burpee, I like to come down nice and low, jump up, and then drop down into that full push-up. Bring my knees into my chest, pop it back up to my starting position. So I'll show you what that looks like. These mats are a little slippery. Make sure your surroundings are good here. Go down, up, drop it down, push up, knees come back, and jump. Keep going, 15. Skipping the push-up. Push-up. There we go. And you can walk your feet back once you start to get a little fatigued. Walk your feet back. To modify if you need to, you can take that push-up out. Looks good. Let's do 2 more. And last one. Nobody likes those. Good job, you did great. Moving on, we're going to take this to a lateral lunge. So with a lateral lunge, we'll be moving from side to side. You can use your dumbbells, you can use your barbell. If you use your barbell, we'll take that up on our shoulders. Make sure you have enough room, just watch your surroundings here. And then we'll take our step to the side, lunge to the center, and then to the other side. Let's do 15 one side, 15, you got it. And then 15 the other side for a total of 30.
Let's go.
I don't know if going first, so you go, I tell you what to do first and then you have to tell me what to do, so I don't know. Should be a little nicer to you. Heart rate should be coming up with this one. Big muscles being moved here. Let's go, drop it nice and low. Push off of that supporting leg, push. Push. And then once you get to 15, some of us might be a little bit faster, you might be a little bit faster at home. Switch to the other side immediately. Drop into the 15, looks good. Nice and low. So the lower you take that, the harder you work. Boom, I like it. Heart rate should be coming up. Going. Once you get to 15, take a break.
5 more.
5 more. Last 2. And last one. All right, shake that out. Grab a drink if you need one. Our next exercise is going to be a seated shoulder press. So when we do these seated, they're quite a bit harder than if we were standing up. When we're standing, we do throw a little bit of power, a little bit of momentum through our lower body into that shoulder press, making it a little bit easier. So if you are used to a certain weight, we'll drop that weight just a little bit for this next exercise. So sitting down on the floor, you can have your legs long, or you can bend your knees if you need to. Taking your palms facing forward, we'll take this up and over our head for 15. That's heavy. 3, 4, take a break at any time if you need a break. Don't forget to breathe. Exhale on the lift. Looks good. 5 more. Let's grind it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Boom. Nice job. We'll shake that out. Grab a drink. We're moving on to our last exercise of this circuit, and then we'll begin again at the top. So a flutter kick. You can have your hands underneath your hips for a little bit of stability. Makes it a little bit easier on the core to have your hands underneath your hips. We'll keep our head and shoulders down on the floor, and then we'll lift our feet up off of the floor and flutter those legs. So you can start nice and slow. If you'd like to make that a little bit harder, you can make that movement a little bit bigger. You can speed it up if you need to. Let's hold here for 30 seconds. Don't forget to breathe. 15 more seconds. Let's go, go, go a little bit faster. If you'd like to make that a little bit harder, you can lift your head and shoulders. 10 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, we'll sit it up.
Sweating.
Yeah, looks good. So next set, we'll speed through it a little bit faster. We'll add a little bit more power. If you can, add some weight to the dumbbells, to the barbells, and we'll get after it after the break. Grab some water, and we'll be right back.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Get Fit. So we're gonna rip through this circuit again, but with a little bit more speed this time. So we're gonna start with those goblet squats. So let's get that weight up right at your chest for 15, drop it low. Get that chest up, try not to let that weight drag you forward. You can also just do body weight squats. And let's drop that butt down low. Drive through your heels. Breathe. Good. 5 more. Last 2. And 1. Good job. We're coming back into those deadlifts. So you can use weights, dumbbells, barbell, or just use body weight and try to touch your toes. So remember, we're gonna be hinging at the hips. So get that weight right at thigh level and then push those hips backwards. Keep that head down, looking at the floor. I like to give the cue, look at your toes the entire time. So you keep that spine nice and neutral. And really focus on kicking those hips back. So if you don't feel this in your hamstrings, your glutes, and you feel it a lot in your lower back, it is probably because you're not driving those hips back. So you want to think, push them towards the wall behind you. Good, let's do 5 more. Keeping that core tight, not letting those shoulders roll forward. Keeping them pulled back and retracted. Last 2. Reach for those toes. Good. Whew. Done and dusted. Now we're going into that chest press. So laying chest press. If you want to add a little bit of a level of difficulty to this, we can add a glute bridge in there. So holding a glute bridge, pushing your hips up off the mat, contracting those glutes and holding them. As you do that press, this forces you to keep your core super tight, get those butt muscles fired up, and work the chest all at the same time. For 15. Get those feet planted solidly on the floor. Push it all the way up. 6 more. Drive it up. Elbows touch the mat each time. Last 2. Bring that bar to your chest and drive it up. Good. I'm gonna stand it up. Get the sweat coming on. We're going back to the overhead bicep curl. So this is challenging. It looks like it should be easy. It is not. So this is another one where you can go through the range of motion. Like if weight is too much, totally okay. But we want to get those elbows up, kind of in line with your shoulders. Keep them in line with your shoulders and curl those weights to your ear for 15. So let's do 10 more. And we want to make sure that we push those elbows back so that we don't have them tipped forward like this. Keep those shoulder blades nice and pulled together and extend them all the way out to the side. So even just doing this motion might be hard enough. 3 more. Curl it in. Good. Last one. Those are a tough one.
Yeah.
So shake it out. We're coming to probably everybody's least favorite exercise, burpees. So one thing I do want to say about this one is there's plenty of different ways you can do it. You can do it Tam's way, where it's very powerful and dynamic. You're really hitting that jump, dropping down into the mat, throwing that push-up in there, jumping together. Personally, for myself, I had a shoulder injury, so the drop down into it doesn't do so well with me. So I still like to do the jump and everything, but I like to be a little bit more stable when I come down and not put that jarring force onto my shoulder. So there's plenty of ways you can do it. You can do just kind of like a step back and a step in, or a little bit more jumpy. You know what? We did 15 last time. These are tough. Let's do 12.
All right.
Let's do a solid 12.
I'm okay with that.
So however you would like to do it, you can try some dynamic, some a little bit lower caliber, and let's go. Push up, no push up. A few more. Keep it going. What do you got? 4? Let's go. Crank those out, whatever speed you need to go. These are a tough exercise. Good job. Take a little breather. That one's tough. It's a bit of a winder. Yeah. So let's take a deep breath. Maybe put your hands up above your head. Open up your airway. Take a deep breath in. Let that heart rate
I love burpees.
come down. It is a great strength and conditioning exercise, but you do want to be mindful of how your body is feeling when you're doing it. If you're feeling any pain, like in your shoulders, knees, we might need to adjust the form on it a little bit, but if it's just, your heart's a little bit tired, push through. All right, we're coming to that lateral lunge for 15
All right.
on each leg. So we're gonna start stepping to the right side. So stepping out, kicking those hips back. What we really wanna focus on here is that both feet actually stay planted on the floor when you do that lunge. So you don't wanna be stepping out and having that back leg coming off the floor. You wanna make sure both those feet stay in contact with the floor. Good job. And we want to try and keep that back leg as straight as we can. Try not let that knee cave in. Good job. Last few. These are not an easy exercise, but they are a great one to help with overall body strength. Moving outside of just that frontal plane is a great idea. So stepping out to the side, definitely something that everybody should do. Playing the sagittal plane a little bit. So step it outside, try and keep that behind leg straight. Walk that knee. Good job. 15. It's getting hard now. Keep that chest up. Push off that supporting foot and step it together. Great job. Last few.
All right.
Great job.
Thank you.
It's okay, now we get to sit down on the mat. So we're gonna come to that seated shoulder press. So again, we can use barbell, we can use dumbbell. We wanna try to sit up as straight as we can. I find with this one too, having your feet just a little bit apart gives you a little bit better balance when you're sitting here so you don't feel like you're gonna fall over. So we're gonna take that up to your chest and drive it up for 12. Sitting up nice and tall. Pushing that head through, extending those arms. Four more. Great job. Take a deep breath. We're gonna lay it back and into that flutter kick. Work those abs a little bit. So we wanna lay flat down on our back. We can put those hands under your hips because we wanna make sure we're keeping that lower back in contact with the mat. So you should not be able to reach under your back and feel space there. You really wanna pull your belly button in, suck it in, and flutter those feet. You can rest that head back, or you can tuck your chin to your chest. Take those shoulder blades up off the mat, and we're going for 30 seconds. 10 more to go. Remember to breathe. 3, 2, 1. You stopped before I said.
I did.
Okay.
Busted.
And we're gonna take a little bit of time to do a stretch today. That was a little bit of a harder workout.
Oh yeah.
A little bit of strength and conditioning, whole body. We hit every single muscle group, so we're gonna take a little more time to recover. So let's stay in a seated position and let's take one leg, cross it over top of the other, and then you are gonna twist away from that leg you just crossed over. So you're gonna try and keep a nice tall spine and twist. You're gonna feel that all throughout your back, possibly a little bit in your glute if you're tight in your hips. breath in. And release. Drop that leg down. Cross the other one over. Sit it up straight. Keep that back nice and tall. And then let's take both of those feet right out in front of you. Turn your toes up to the ceiling. And we're just gonna reach it forward. Try and touch those toes. We don't wanna let that back hunch over. We wanna try and keep it straight and just a little bit of a lean forward until you feel that pull through the back of your legs. And remember to breathe. And then we're gonna come up into what is called a tabletop position. So on your hands and knees. And we're gonna take one hand, reach it all the way down and under, and just sink down into the mat and hold that position. Stretch out that spine, upper back. And then we're gonna open up that chest. Reach that same hand up towards the ceiling and try to look up. And let's place that hand on the mat. Reach the other one down and through. Relax. And twist it up. Open up that chest. Look up to the ceiling. And then we're gonna take those hands out into a wide position out ahead of you. Drive those hips back into a yoga pose that's called child's pose. And just push those palms into the floor. Push those hips back towards your ankles. And take a couple deep breaths. And then let's come forward. Hands still in contact with the floor. Drive those hips forward, all the way down to the mat. Flip your toes underneath and look up to the ceiling. To what's called a cobra pose. Good. And the last thing we're gonna do, we'll stand it up. We're gonna take that arm, reach it down your back, and just push down your back. Stretch out that arm. Take a nice deep breath in and switch sides. Remember, you want to hold these for at least 10 to 15 seconds, each side, each stretch. And one last thing, let's take those feet hip width apart. Take a deep breath in, reach those arms all the way up overhead, and then we're gonna forward fold towards our toes, keeping those legs straight. And just hang here for a second. Relax. Stand it up and take another deep breath in. And that concludes our full body workout for today. We really hope you enjoyed this and got a little bit of a challenge out of it. And we will catch you next time on Get Fit.